Alright, I have a somewhat special Beyblade unboxing today, and that is on OrochiCluster. So this thing has been somewhat hard to find. It was a CoroCoro mail order bay, but I have it now finally. Also, it's not as good as Valkyrie Volt, but there is this extra spot in the package here where you at least have a little bit of information. I think it was better in Valkyrie, as you had an image, but it's something. But anyway, let me just go ahead and open this thing up. So first up we have the instructions, as always. Then for the bit, we have a low flat, so a little bit of an older bit, but it does look pretty nice. Bit of a lighter purple here, and then this very bright highlighter yellow here. So low flat, pretty chaotic, got the extra burst resistance there, a little bit lower than normal. So works fine enough. The ratchet is 660. Looks cool. Dark translucent purple on the translucent yellow. Sure. And for the blade, we have OrochiCluster. Very interesting design. Pretty chaotic, also very oval as well. Again, you got the bright highlighter yellow here. Some translucent purple plastic. Really nice gear chip design there though. That is very, very cool. But before we go further, let's go ahead and go over the part weights. So first up here we have low flat at 2.15 grams, and then 660 at 6.19 grams, and then OrochiCluster at 36.08 grams, and then the full combo here at 44.44 grams. That's a pretty nice number there, so decent weight, I guess. Alright, now let's go ahead and start putting the bay together here. And there we go. OrochiCluster 660 low flat. Looks pretty nice actually. So to give a bit more context on this bay, unfortunately I don't think I can actually show the source images as it was in a CoroCoro, and CoroCoro does not like when you show CoroCoro images. So I'm just going to avoid that, but basically this was a design contest winner. It was from quite a while ago actually, but there were two winners and they basically fused them into one and made this. One design was absolutely ridiculous, the other one probably could have been made. They also did not follow the same parts as those, but yeah, this thing is just very, very loosely based on the two of those. Almost just feels like they took the motif and did their own thing, but I guess there's a couple slight references to those two. Beyond that, there's not a whole lot here. It's a UX attack type. No real crazy gimmicks, aside from being kind of oval, I guess, but that's really about it. So conceptually, I'm just going to give this thing a 5 out of 10. I think it's solid, at least for like a special release. Again, usually with these, you don't expect like a new ratchet or a new bit, or even anything too crazy out of the blade. So I don't want to be too unfair. I think a 5 is fine. It's just okay. It's a sensible attack combo, so sure. And being kind of an oval shape is at least kind of cool. Now, in terms of design, this thing is very, very weird. I do like the gear chip design quite a lot. I think the metal just molding here actually looks pretty cool as well. The ratchet and bit I think are good. I don't know. The blade is kind of the awkward point for me, at least in terms of the color scheme actually. It definitely stands out, but I kind of wish they would have done like a dark purple, maybe made that translucent for the main plastic color, and then included translucent yellow plastic on top. I feel like that would have looked a lot better actually, but as is, I think it's still fine. And then yeah, underneath here, I think this is perfectly fine. I don't have any issues with the color scheme there, and also yeah, just I think 660 works well enough for the design of this bay. Again, low flat's fine too. So visually, I'm actually going to give this thing an 8 out of 10. It's a solid color scheme, but it is just very, very unique, I feel, which makes me like it a bit more. I respect the boldness of it. And again, I think the metal here just has like a really cool shape and some interesting patterns, so I do like this bay a fair amount. It's a solid special release. Also, one extra thing for this video, normally I don't give recommendations on whether or not to buy a product, but for this one I want to note this. I would say to avoid OrochiCluster, at least for now. While it is a very cool bay, and I've heard it's also pretty good competitively, people are scalping the hell out of this thing right now. It seems pretty hard to get one for under $100 right now, which is just rough. So I'd probably try and wait to see if the hype dies down, or maybe there's an eventual reprint / recolor. If you're a diehard collector, then yeah, you probably want to get it, but for anyone else, I would say to avoid this thing just because, again, it's being scalped to hell. And I generally don't recommend people paying too much for bays, because it's just not an enjoyable experience. It's almost being treated like a rare bay get battle bay in terms of price, and that's just not great. But beyond that, I mean, I personally like the bay, so I guess that's cool. But yeah, that's all I have to say, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.